Matt Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
Good morning, American. It's Friday.
Great to have you with us on this Friday. Seems like the week just began, and here it is, finishing up already. Man, it goes by fast.
Yeah. It's been a good, what, 4 or 5 days?
Yeah.
Man, that did fly.
Something like that. Yeah. And it only seems like, I don't know, 4.5. So
yeah,
it's gone by just with blazing speed.
Yeah, it's been a quick week.
By the way, this could be the most important show you ever hear today. Yeah. Until Monday's show. Then that'll be the most important. So don't miss Monday's show either. But let's get to today's show because there's so much. We actually had baseball opening night.
That counted.
Finally, yeah. See, the Yankees won. Yankees beat the
Nationals.
The Nationals.
The game got rain
delay.
Yeah, 6 innings.
Rain delay got called early, but enough to call the game final.
And then the Dodgers beat the Giants 6-1.
8-1. Yeah.
This says 6.
Well, that's wrong.
Is it?
You need to refresh that screen.
Did you watch the game?
No, I've just got it right here in front of me.
Okay, well, I have it right here in front of me.
Okay.
And,
well, the final score was 8-1. Los Angeles Dodgers over San Francisco.
I've got it right in front of me. It
Google.
says 0-0.
Well, now you definitely need to refresh your app. Huh. I don't know. I don't care either way. The Dodgers won, and baseball's back. And boy, that was
and they're paying their respects.
That was
They're
fun, right?
paying their respects.
That was a good
to,
start.
Yeah.
Black Lives Matter.
Apparently, some people knelt, and they knelt before the national anthem.
Now, I apologize. I didn't watch it. But I saw them kneel, and it's reported that they knelt before the national anthem. It was already choreographed that they would all kneel before the national anthem. And then at the end of the video, I saw it looks like some of them decided
let's
to
go
get
ahead
up.
and play the guys kneeling here. And so it's
you go.
completely quiet in the stadium. There's no national anthem.
They put the thin
playing.
black line out there around the down the baselines.
Well, that one guy didn't want to kneel, but he saw his buddies. So every coach and every player for the Yankees and National are kneeling. And then they get done with the little moment of silence, and then they start to get up. And then I think, like you said, that's when they did the national anthem.
That's when they did the national
anthem.
But
like you, I didn't watch in real time, so I don't know.
I don't know how many stayed now.
Right.
I'm not sure.
Right. Did they go back down on the knee or what? But anyway, yay.
But it's, they paid their respects, so that's good.
They had to, right? It's mandatory now. You just have to.
Yeah, you have to.
There's no choice. If they hadn't done that.
And end of the world.
What are they, racists?
Yeah, end of the world. They're all racist, right? They hate all people.
Yep. Boy, I can't wait to see how agonizing the NBA is going to be.
I know.
But you got a new device you could watch the NBA through, apparently, right?
New streaming device?
Yeah, from
Service?
Babylon B.
Yeah. It's all politics and sports. It's a new streaming service.
Nice.
Yeah. So this would be perfect then. They've actually...
Yeah, Vid Angel.
Funny.
Sports Angel.
Sports Angel.
Just play the game.
That's great. So they pixelate the people who are kneeling so you don't have to see it.
Just play the game.
That's good stuff right there.
That's funny.
How do they? I mean, they are geniuses.
They're great.
At Babylon B.
Yeah, they are absolutely fantastic. All right. So Dr. Fauci.
Oh, good.
Yeah. Saint Fauci of DCC.
We can't shake that guy, can we?
Actually threw out the
Yes,
first
he
pitch
did.
last night. And
Is that what you call this?
here's a look at it. Oh! Oops.
Oh!
Just a bit outside and low.
He was great. He was awesome. And the announcers, I did listen to some audio from that. The announcers, the color commentator was like, I'm speechless. But the main the main announcer made all kinds of great excuses for him. He's busy. He's one of the busiest men in the country, and he didn't have any time to practice.
Practice? If you're an American, you should be able to throw a ball straight.
Agreed. And that's why you saw President Trump yesterday at the White House with the Little League saying, it's time to bring back baseball. He comes out with Mariano Rivera. And he plays catch.
Yeah.
Nobody talks about it. I mean, him and Rivera toss the ball back and forth with a glove.
And Fauci is an 80-year-old man. He's 80.
I know.
So, I mean, do I expect an 80-mile-an-hour, 90-mile-an-hour fastball? No, but
just
get to the plate.
Maybe it was the mask. Maybe he was blocked by the mask. But there's the president yesterday, like Jeffrey was alluding to.
Yeah, he comes out with
there.
Rivera, and he's got the kids out on the White House lawn playing catch, and he's got a glove, and he just starts tossing the ball with Rivera.
Like an American.
Thank you. You should be able to play
It's
catch.
not that. Okay.
I mean,
Watch.
it was just incredible.
Only got a chance to see him once, but it was good for him.
Yeah.
He actually looked like he's throwing a baseball in his life.
I mean, it's nothing like Barack Obama.
No,
Back
Obama
in
had
the
it
day.
down.
He
Well,
had
Obama was nearly a professional athlete. Had he not become president.
Watch this.
Oh, and then he gives himself
He's so proud of
a
himself.
fist pump. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
That's not even the worst one.
No, it's not. I thought there was another one. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
There are worse ones than that. But he was terrible. He throws like a girl.
Yeah. Yeah, it was the process of him throwing that was just horrible.
I know. You say he throws like a girl, but my 12-year-old girl throws much better than Barack Obama has ever done.
Still a girl.
Yeah, that's right. So
Still a girl.
A girl. So it was right up until a couple hours before the first pitch of that Nationals-Yankees game that Major League Baseball finalized their plans for the playoffs. They have expanded this year. Normally it's 5 teams in each league. And this year, we're going with 8 teams in each league. And so
getting close to hockey.
Yeah, it's getting close to hockey and basketball, right? Yeah. So they are adding series to the beginning of the playoffs this year.
let's just give everybody a chance
that's
in
the
the
plan,
playoffs.
right?
Just
I mean, that's what they might as well do.
Let every single team in.
But they've created parity with their, with the way they bring the players for each team, and with the amount of money they can spend. So just everybody just playoffs.
You say that. I mean, there's 15 teams in each league, right? There's 3 divisions of 5 teams each. Now 8, more than half of the teams make the playoffs now. Nice. I don't know if this is gonna be a permanent thing, but it's at least for this year with their abbreviated schedule.
Another little sports note from yesterday: the Washington Redskins have changed their name. It is catchy, man. It is the Washington.
They worked hard at it.
The Washington football team. Ooh. Wow, is that great?
Huh?
Does that not leap out of the speakers at you?
Huh? Nothing else changes, so they can keep the colors and they keep everything good.
I can't wait to hear the play-by-play on that. The football team has the ball at the 40. Oh, that's going to be exciting, man. Won't it be great? That's only half the job, though. What about being named after a slaveholder? What about this Washington part?
Right.
Oh,
You got to change that too. Like, how about the football team in the area surrounded by Maryland and Virginia that serves as our nation's capital? Football team.
I mean, my joke about numbering the teams is not far off from reality.
Yeah.
I mean, just number them.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Or letters. Mm-hmm. Maybe. Because, I mean, numbers would denote rank, right? So you don't want to be exclusionary in that respect.
Well, we're not going to do. Nobody gets to be number 1.
Okay.
Silly.
But this is obviously that's a temporary placeholder. They're not going to stay the football team. But it's just, I mean, how long have you had now? How long does it take to come up with a stinking name? It's not that hard, is it?
Well, remember, Daniel Snyder had a bunch of names on reserve and then realized that the political winds, it's blown over. I can keep the Redskins name now. And then he let those nicknames expire.
Somebody bought it up, right?
Yeah. But that guy apparently wants to give them away. I don't know what legal issues are involved, but
nothing's happened so far.
Yeah.
Well, I think Snyder he doesn't want to do it, right? I mean, he's forced into doing it, and he just is fine. Just do this then.
Yeah.
Just do this then.
Also, this yet another little sports note. This is fascinating. Take a look at the way Polish fans watched I think this is a soccer match. So Polish fans rented cranes in which they and then raised them up
so they could see over the
stadium
stadium into. Oh, wow. So
do we have? We don't. I guess we don't have the
a bunch of guys. Pull. No, that's not it. That's
no.
There we go.
Oh, there we go.
Hey-o.
Nice.
That is good, man.
Look
so
at
you
that.
just go in with your buddies.
That's world class. Now that could happen in America for football games.
That's a lot of cranes.
That sure is. That's good for the crane business, man.
Look at that.
So good.
That's really something. That's pretty creative. I wonder what it costs to rent a crane to watch it.
I don't know, but it got to be less than season tickets.
You would think, yeah. I don't know if you can do that every stinking game, but that's kind of cool.
That is.
That's some
smart.
creative.
How much do you think it costs to rent a crane?
Well, This crane that we have that they used in the building to get it all the way to the top so they could clean one of the windows that's at the top. I don't know. It's 100 feet high. How high is that?
No, it's 3 stories, 4 stories.
Oh, it might be yes. Okay, so maybe it's, I don't know, 14,000 feet high.
Yeah,
let's say it's a mile and a half high.
Yeah, it's a kilometer.
There it is.
Yes, thank you.
It's a kilometer, so there's no telling.
I understand that costs like $1,500. I don't know if it's a day or for a few days. They're expensive.
But if I'm in the crane
really
business,
expensive.
if I'm in the crane business for a day, pull them into the parking lot and rent them for a day, you're dropping your price,
right?
It's
a good business.
Yeah, you're dropping your price. Let's go.
Yeah, it's a good business. All right, 888-900-3393. Also at Pat Unleashed on Twitter. As opening day occurs, we got basketball exhibition games that are being played, and then yesterday they showed the court. I can't remember if we showed it on the air, but they showed the court being readied for the season. And sure enough, there's the Black Lives Matter. I guess it's a mural now. If you write Black Lives Matter in block letters on any surface, it's now a mural.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Because that means it's art.
Yes, and it belongs to be in a museum and on our city streets and scrawled all over walls and
textbooks for your kids.
Right.
And on your jerseys.
And basketball courts and the shirts. That's going to be great.
That sure is.
It looked like baseball was doing something weird with the back of their shirts too.
They are. They are. You can put social messages on your jerseys now.
You can? And baseball's doing it too?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I didn't see that.
So there's just no escape now.
No.
As much as we want sports back, there's no escape from the madness in the sports because
and when the ratings are bad, if they're bad, I'll just leave it at that. If they're bad, it's going to be because America's racist.
Sure.
Not because of that.
Not that we just don't want to hear it. Not that we're sick and tired of all of this.
Yeah.
Well, we just need to have the conversation. Where have you been for the last, 200 years? We've had that conversation many a time.
We have.
888-900-3393 and at Pat Unleashed on Twitter. I think we found the person who's making all these decisions.
Oh, no.
We found her at Walmart yesterday.
Target, yeah.
Oh, it was Target?
Yeah.
Okay. So she's at Target, and she's found a unique way to get around the store with her goods that she's...
Oh. He doesn't... This guy tries to help her and says, look, what you're doing here, this is...
Pause it for a second so he can explain.
It's a basket.
Yeah, it's one of those hand baskets, that you carry around. Mm-hmm. Well, she took the rack from it, and she's pulling it around.
That is genius.
What?
That is genius.
What do you mean it's genius?
That's genius.
Opposite.
There's no wheels on it. You're not supposed to do that. So he's trying to help her. See, it's got handles. You pick it up and you carry it.
And look how full her basket is. She didn't just start out on her trip around the store.
No.
She's been there a while with the... and this guy is trying to be nice. He's trying to help her, right? And she's not having it. Watch this. Okay, so here.
Put my basket back down. What are you doing?
Yeah, what are you doing with my stuff? She's arguing.
Listen. She's arguing that well, that's what this is for.
Oh, really? I heard.
She's mad.
Oh, no, and she want to argue with the man about this.
How am I supposed to carry all this?
Yeah.
Get a cart. What is you talking about?
Yeah, it's called a cart.
How you supposed to...
And they're all around you.
No, she's not really about to start arguing with this man.
This is ridiculous.
So you haven't thought about doing that before?
Look, there goes the cart. Look, that's what he's talking.
Really
that's what
out here starting war with this man.
He offers to carry it for her.
No, and then she takes it from him, and now she's disgusted, and so she walks around the store with her hand basket.
Because normally when you come in the store, there's multiple baskets in that container. When there's one in there, I mean, you feel bad about taking a bunch out and then just having one at the bottom for you to carry around. Mm-hmm. So
is this one of those, who among us hasn't dragged the hand basket around the store with the rack?
Well, I haven't dragged it around, but I've carried it like that.
Yeah.
All right.
I bet you have.
All right.
Bet you have.
So Jeffy's on her side. That was brilliant, right? And
I mean, the employee's mad because she's scraping up the tile, the wax on the tile.
Right.
But this is ridiculous. How am I supposed to carry my stuff? I don't know. One just went by. It's called a cart, and it has wheels on it. Tell me. My word.
There have been times, though, where you go into the store and you end up getting more things than you planned on. And you
always
have the basket. So you end up putting the basket in the cart. I have done that before, but I have not actually
no, see,
the rack around.
See, I don't know if you know this about me, but I'm dumb. And so I will go into Costco and I'm like, I got to get one thing. I'm going in there, I'm getting one thing, and I'm done. I'm like, oh, here's another thing. Before you know it, man, you're carrying multiple things. You're like, just get a cart every time.
Yeah, because how are you supposed to carry that? You can't. Nobody can. No human can be expected to carry that.
And Costco doesn't have
I was
those,
going to say, Sam's and Costco
things. They don't have the...
Because you're buying, you're not putting a 32-count Coke Zero in your basket.
All right, let me take a minute to tell you about Patriot Mobile. While the left embraces the cancel culture, let's get in on that action. Cancel your leftist-supporting cell phone provider and make the switch to America's only conservative cell phone carrier, Patriot Mobile. They share your values, they don't charge you hidden fees, and they don't send your hard-earned money to Planned Parenthood and other agencies or causes that you don't believe in. Plus, you don't have to compromise on quality in order to switch to Patriot Mobile because you get the same reliable nationwide service, and you get a company that loves this country. They're not taking a knee during the national anthem, I'll tell you that. Veterans and first responders save even more. So make the switch today. Call 972-PATRIOT. That's 972-PATRIOT. Or you could visit patriotmobile.com/Pat and get your customized family plan starting at just $25 a month. patriotmobile.com/Pat.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
All right. Here's some more common sense. I think this was another decision from the chick in shorts at Target who was dragging around the rack.
This is ridiculous. How am I supposed to carry these groceries?
That's a different kind of rack than you're thinking about. Yeah.
Dragging around the rack.
And we'll leave it at that. Thank you.
And it's Target. You never know what you're going to get,
I have seen
man.
those videos.
Here's another great idea from her.
Okay. What does she got
Wooden
now?
skyscrapers.
Oh, nice.
Wooden skyscrapers. They could transform construction by trapping carbon emissions.
Oh, right?
Yeah. Yeah. All over the world, architects and engineers are crafting cutting-edge skyscrapers from the most renewable and sustainable materials available.
Oh, that seems safe.
Wood.
No, thank you.
So
I don't think that's gonna.
I hope you don't have a match in that building because it's a little
It's flame
scary.
retardant.
Is it?
Don't worry about it.
Okay. It's flame retardant wood. All right. For the time being, the tallest wooden building in the world is an 18-story building north of Oslo that houses offices, hotel rooms, and apartments. It's just 85 meters in height. I don't know if that's 5,000 feet. I don't know if it's an inch and a half.
I think it's taller than that building in Dubai.
Is it?
Yeah, if it's that tall.
There's no way to tell unless you look at it, I guess. Canada has several tall wooden structures.
What?
Yeah. Brock Commons at the University of British Columbia. That's
University, of course.
18 stories as well.
Oh, they're all 18.
18 stories.
But prefabrication also means the building structure can be designed to maximize energy efficiency. So these are really energy efficient.
Yeah.
Any drawbacks
Carbon
to
footprint.
this?
I wouldn't think so. Like fire and earthquakes.
I'm
keep
sure
saying that.
Surely
They're
the story
flame.
will say that at some point, will it not?
Not that I've seen so far. No. Nothing in it about this not being a safe building to be housed in.
The only drawbacks they talk about are the drawbacks of using these fossil fuels and steel and stuff like that. I don't know. Like you said, fire might be an issue.
Yeah, fire and wood seem to go together. I don't know. But Jeffy keeps maintaining that they're fire retardant.
They're flame retardant. I don't know why that's a problem.
I mean, we are regressing as a society.
It's so ridiculous.
Then we get to the
We are
point
regressing.
when we're like, you know what? I don't want to be safe.
No, why would I be safe?
I don't want to be in a structure that could protect me more than any other material.
I mean, I'm surprised when
go
we
back
start,
to wood.
I'm surprised when I see them building apartment complexes with just the concrete base and the rest is wood, and those are 2 stories, maybe 3. And
you imagine doing 40 stories or something with wood?
I don't even want to live in those.
No. There was a reason steel girders came into being because they're strong.
Really?
Yeah, they are.
So
I guess they can't melt. Steel can't melt. We learned that in 2001.
Yes, we did.
Right?
Yes, we did.
You have to blow it up to bring it down.
Right.
You can't melt it.
I'm just. Well, let's see.
Concrete and steel.
Yeah.
Is more sturdy.
A little sturdier, I would think, than a wooden tower.
Than particle board.
But call me crazy.
Whatever.
Call me crazy.
Oh, what is this? They're planning. I don't know why. How long does it take to build a wooden building? 2041, Tokyo is supposed to have a 70-floor wooden building.
In 2041?
Yeah, I mean,
what?
Get to work.
What?
Well, they're probably trying to find a good nail that isn't steel.
Are they trying to find tenants? Anybody want to be on the 70th floor of wood? Look at it. They got plans. There's no years attached to these, but there's other places, including Chicago. Chicago. Yeah, I'm building a garage in Chicago. Stop. 80-floor wooden building is planned. It's proposed.
84 stories?
80-story. Yeah,
Okay.
80-story wooden building in Chicago.
Wow.
I mean, and the list goes on.
That's really weird.
There's a lot of plans.
It really
Philadelphia
is.
wants a 60-foot wooden structure.
It doesn't seem like it's a good idea.
Maybe there's an architect or somebody that can let us know how they make that safe.
Talk us down.
Because
I'm not going up there.
Yeah, the 2 things I would be concerned about, fire, and again, earthquake.
Or someone rotund visiting you.
I was sure they both were going to be fire.
Right.
Or
There's 2 things I was going to worry about: fire
and fire.
Or like I say, a visit from someone that's very, very, very large that might want to go up to the top floor.
Didn't one of the little pigs build his house out of wood? And
Thank
it was
you.
blown down
Straw
by the big bad
and
wolf?
wood fail. Bricks. We've learned
works.
this lesson in a freaking nursery rhyme.
We used to have it down. We kind of don't anymore, but that applies to almost everything. So.
Yeah, but that one pig, his carbon footprint was so much bigger.
Oh my goodness!
True.
Somebody can make $1 million rewriting these stories.
That needs to happen.
Get on this, Steffi. And then
jot that down. We got to do that.
Yes.
And then at least we're having this conversation in private. And then the big bad wolf showed up. He showed up and he said, "I'm ashamed of you. Look at your carbon footprint. I should just eat you for that."
Yeah. Yep. And they deserve it too. They deserve it.
The straw house. He has 0 carbon.
That's right. Let's all go over there and have a little party.
888-900-3393. Some good news, though. Burger King has stopped the methane ad. The kid that was walking around singing...
I like that song.
Methane! And again, you're welcome. But they've ditched it now because...
it made some bigwig in the ag industry upset.
Yeah, maybe.
Is that amazing?
A lie?
It's a lie?
Yeah. Well, they said, the one guy said, and I don't know if it's in that story, but originally the guy said that their study, they were basing it off a study in Mexico.
That it would reduce methane emissions up to 33%.
From a Mexico study.
And that's not true.
But the one guy, when it first came out, said our study in the U.S. didn't show that.
Really?
Yeah.
What a surprise. What a stunning surprise. Really? You mean that some of the information that a fast food outlet provided in their commercial was inaccurate?
Yes.
I'll not hear of it.
I'm sorry.
I won't hear of it.
I mean, who can you believe anymore?
The members of the livestock industry have said it's not the cow farts. Nearly all enteric methane from cattle is from belching.
See?
So it's cow burps.
Oh,
Cow
no.
burps, not cow farts.
Not cow farts.
Oh,
Get your
no.
facts straight.
What are you,
Burger King.
stupid?
Can't believe this.
Suggesting otherwise turns this serious climate topic into a joke. Oh, we don't want that to happen.
No.
Be serious, y'all. Be serious.
I'm always serious when it comes to cow farts.
In
I am
methane?
dead serious when it comes to cow belching. So let's get this right. Can we please? But the agriculture industry is saying this whole messaging was very premature. We don't know yet what lemongrass does and how it works. Now, that's what they were going to do to reduce the
Right.
methane, is feed them lemongrass. But it's likely that because the active ingredient is not very important, that the effects will not be very high. Burger King officials said after seeing this response to the company's commercial, they were surprised by their reception. And
Were they?
Yeah, they're gonna stop using the.
So stop feeding cows soda pop because it makes them belch, and that's obviously the issue now. Not
if they're
the farts.
drinking a lot of Coke, that
Right?
explains a lot of things, doesn't it? Yeah. Okay.
So do we have to retire the song?
No,
No.
no, we absolutely don't have
No,
to.
it's still available.
Well, in that case,
All right.
Was that even? Ain't no laughing matter.
Every time they do.
Oh, see, they're farting clouds.
This is really gross. You know,
I don't even want to eat at Burger King
That's the
after
thing.
seeing this.
that's the thing. Pause it for a second. It seems like counterproductive for a food place to be doing a gross commercial like that.
Guess I'm going
But
to
we're
Chick-fil-A
making
now.
burgers better this way.
Yeehaw!
Except they're not. So.
You want the egg shaker over there? I can
No.
hook it with it?
No, thank you. No.
So, okay, no more methane commercial from Burger King. You won't have that to kick around.
Put it
anymore.
on the
Martin,
internet.
do not take the methane button off your board.
No, that's got to stay.
yeah, that's
we have to
staying there.
keep
That's
it.
gold. That's
Yeah.
gold.
It is. All right. Now, speaking of being educated on the climate,
Okay.
people will likely need to live in smaller houses, of course, in denser neighborhoods for the United States to drive down residential greenhouse gas emissions consistent with global climate goals. That's according to new research published by the University of Michigan. So every aspect of our life,
Yeah, we got to regress.
everything has to change. We're not just changing our traditions and our history. We're changing every aspect of life. The shift is just one of several policy and cultural changes required to cut emissions from U.S. households with long-term targets under the Paris Climate Agreement, which we're not even a part of
we're not a part of
anymore.
it. Get
What are you
over it.
worried about that?
Get over it.
U.S. will also need to slash emissions from electricity, retrofit older houses to be more energy efficient, and begin phasing out direct use of fossil fuels such as fuel oil and natural gas.
No, thank
No,
you.
thank you.
Do you know how clean natural gas is?
No, how clean is natural gas?
Way. It's way clean. Now, I'm using the scientific term.
Way?
Yes. So it might be a little difficult to understand, but it's way clean.
Thank you, doctor.
And again, you can trace this back to Obama as well.
Drive our SUVs and eat as much as we want and keep our homes on
At
72 degrees at all times, and
Lower.
whether we're living in the desert or we're living in the tundra.
Yeah.
And then
And-
just expect that every other country is going to say, okay.
Well, okay.
Oh, okay.
No,
I mean, we're America, so
we can do what we want.
okay.
Thank you.
And I'll tell you this, I don't keep my thermostat at 72. I keep it at 69.
Right?
Thank you. Because 72 is way too hot.
All right, I'm sweating at 72. What is he talking about?
But that's what they want to do. They want to control everything. They want to control and change every single thing in America.
They don't want to bring the rest of the world up to our standard of living. They want to drag us down.
Yes, because it's impossible to bring the rest of the world up to our standards. It can't
Right.
happen, right?
No, it can't.
And they understand that. And so obviously we have to be beaten down.
I mean, it could happen maybe with the help of something called capitalism
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
something like that. It's
Nuclear
possible.
energy.
It's possible that it could happen.
Freaks. I can't even be in the same room.
888-900-3393. 888-900-3393 is the number to call.
Okay, thank you. Thanks, Doc.
Some tweets here. Cleo, the hitchhiking dog, tweets. Fauci missed his calling. Are you talking about Saint Fauci of DCC? I mean, is that who you're... Because please show the proper respect when you refer to him. All right. Tossing softballs like that are so far off the mark, he should have been a CNN journalist.
Boom.
See what they did there? Yeah, and we got a couple of CNN hosts that just show us how brilliant they are. That's coming up in a few minutes. Quills of Liberty, why are you so surprised? Saint Fauci of DCC has been telling us for months he doesn't want people catching stuff. See what he did there? Apparently that includes baseballs. Pew Pew One Pew, my European friends and colleagues often comment on how fragile America has become. Europeans, for goodness sake. It's embarrassing.
Really?
That is embarrassing if that's true.
From The Tool in New Jersey.
We'll just invade them.
Target's gone full Walmart now. Daguerre Bear, if you think there's an easy way out of this, just remember we have a population of grown adults that for the last 4 months needed to be reminded to wash their hands.
And drag along metal on floors at Target.
Discarded giblet tissue? Wait, what? I think the handbasket lady was protesting the shiny floor disparity. That could well be. From Relentless Daring, I'd hate to see the exterminator bill when an 18-story building gets inundated with termites.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's a fun thought. B to Bodine, luckily for us, Patheads, the methane sound clip will live on in infamy. Congress is a council of pirates, tweets. So how much methane do polar bears produce from all the Coca-Cola they drink?
That's right.
Somebody should look into that.
We see it all the time.
Yeah. Apparently that's their favorite thing.
Well, they're going to be gone. The new report said the polar bears are gone now, right? Until by 2040, they're
2040?
Gone. I think it was 2040.
Oh, good.
Yeah, they're gone, despite the fact that their population has increased fivefold since 1970.
That's impossible.
Don't worry about that,
That's
though.
impossible.
Yeah, it's impossible. They're almost dead. They're almost completely extinct.
The seals are throwing a party.
Swank Think tweets, I do steel design, and I'd call in if I could. Essentially, it's cost prohibitive to build large structures from wood, and they have problems like you said. Fire, not as structurally sound. Wood warps. Voices go bad. This is what happens when you use wood.
Yeah, that's what happens.
Buildings. Yeah.
Let's go to Rod in New Hampshire. Hey, Rod, you have some insight on the wooden building thing?
Well, you just talked about it, because I was going to say, until steel was made, generally buildings never went above 6 stories because they would collapse in on themselves. And so, I mean, the engineering there would be amazing just to see it, but the chances of collapse and fire are just great.
Well, yeah, that's what I would think.
I mean, look at this 80-story planned wooden building in Chicago.
Have they come up with some new way to keep them from collapsing that you know of?
Not that I know of. I'd definitely have to do some research, but I mean, it would be definitely interesting to see. But
sure would.
Still, it's wood. It's going to crack. It's going to dry out.
Yeah. Oh my!
I mean, 80 stories, the wind force up there, because I work in the cellular industry, and we have what's called wind weight, because wind blowing. And
listen, you're talking to the right man about wind weight. I'm well aware of that. Thank you.
Hold on, Rod. There's a new pastime in America. It's called burning American cities to the ground. Do you think they would target wooden buildings in cities if they existed?
No, I'm sure not.
No. Just like when Barack Obama brought the Paris Climate Accord to the Senate and it passed, and we're a part of it now. Oh wait, that didn't happen.
Yeah, no, it didn't.
Right.
No, it didn't. Thank you.
Thanks, Rod. Appreciate it.
I mean, virtue signaling is not worth it.
Jeez.
This is.
Okay, we were talking about the brilliance at CNN and how these some of their anchors are just they're all so far above us, but two in particular, Don Lemon, of course,
brilliant,
and Chris Cuomo. You can't compete.
Trying to make fun of Trump
genius.
with his test.
Well, because they're so far superior.
Well, yes.
Let's watch them take the mental acuity test here. See how well they do.
So let me say, the person, woman, man, camera, TV. Can you remember that?
Person, woman, man, camera, TV?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
That's what we're trying to figure out, because the president talked about his acuity test tonight, and he said he could remember person, woman, man, camera, TV, and no one had ever done that before, because later they came back to him and he was able to answer it again, and so he aced it. But there's some question about when this test was given and who gave it to him.
What is it?
It's a, he said it was part of this, the cognitive test.
Pause it for a second. Chris,
Where
do you
been?
watch the freaking news?
Where you been?
I mean, come on. He's completely clueless. He doesn't know anything about this
That's
story.
incredible.
What is it? What are those words having? Why are you saying person, woman, man, camera, TV? What do you do? I don't understand.
We have you on to talk about it.
Fredo, dude, get up to speed on this, would you please? All right, let's see this.
Gave it to him.
What is it?
It's a, he said it was part of this, the cognitive test when you do the.
No. Well,
camera.
when do you take that? That looks like something for middle school.
Well, you take that when. Usually, listen, I'm not a doctor, and I'm going to let Dr. Reiner explain it in a little bit. Yeah. But usually, when there is some issue or some concern about, your cognitive abilities. So,
You're like burying the lead here. What were the animal shapes?
Well, it's a lion, a hippo, and a camel.
Isn't that a rhino in the middle?
A rhino.
You don't even know it. You got no cutie, son.
Yes!
I'm looking at it backwards. I'm looking
Yes!
I'm looking at it backwards.
Rhino, sorry, yes. I'm looking at it backwards.
That
You're looking at it backwards.
Yeah, there you go. Memory,
You can't make
face,
this up.
velvet, church, daisy, red.
No.
What does it
Let's
mean if you don't know an elephant from a rhino?
yeah, stay on the animal stuff, Chris.
What'd you say? A hippo? You thought the rhino was a
I
hippo?
told you I was looking at it backwards.
Oh.
What is that? This is how I'm looking at it. You can't really see that.
Because it looks completely different backwards.
You look like an
idiot.
He was
Oh my
pissed that
gosh.
Chris called him out, though.
Yeah,
And Chris didn't let it go.
Yeah, he kept going.
He said, I got to take you to the zoo, son.
That was awesome.
Whoever tagged me on that yesterday on Twitter, thank you.
It doesn't get much better than that.
That's pretty good.
It really doesn't.
That's pretty. He doesn't know what he has no idea why he's on the show.
Right.
Which is just incredible. He's
What
just
is
showing
it?
up to what is that? What are you talking about? And then to have, which, does prove that at least Chris does have a couple of brain cells anyway. We all know that anyway. I hate to say it, but it's, it's true. Then for him not knowing that was awesome.
Fantastic.
I'm looking at it backwards.
Mm-hmm. Sorry.
Because the rhino looks so different backwards.
We're not buying your excuses.
No.
That's...
No, my friend. No.
Oh, I thought it was I mean,
that's a crowd pleaser right there.
That
is a crowd
We'll have
pleaser.
to retweet that. I mean, I love it when they try to make fun of the president or the right and they end up getting egg on their face. It's like Mo Brooks. Well, do you have a degree in economics?
Yes, ma'am.
Highest honors.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else?
Yeah. It's interesting too because when you go on a segment like that, they tell you what the topic is. They tell you what you're coming on to talk about. You go over it, and they ask you if you have any insights on certain things. I mean, they do some pre-interview stuff.
Maybe not with Chris,
that
to
might
be
have
fair,
been
maybe.
that might have been a handoff, right?
Well, yeah, but even then, you usually know what you're going to talk about.
That's on.
handoff, but-
I don't know. That's on the producers for not saying,
pathetic.
"Hey, so he's going to have this thing, what thing?" And then you just get him up to speed. Takes
Well, maybe
30 seconds.
They may have just assumed Chris Cuomo had watched some news.
Yeah. That's what happened.
But
We've got Chris on every night. He's promoting his show.
And I'm sorry, I don't watch CNN, so those handoffs can be tricky.
Yeah, right.
And
right.
Yeah, especially on other networks.
Well, especially if you don't know the difference between a hippo and a rhino.
Yeah, then it's really hard.
then it's hard.
All right. If you're like me, your dog is part of your family, and you want the best for your dog. You want to feed them the best. You want them to have nutrition in their lives so that they're healthy and active.
You want your dogs to be happy.
You do. And you want them to also love what they're eating, because if they aren't, they're not getting the nutrition that they need. That's where Rough Greens VitaSmart comes in. It's not a dog food, it's a dog food supplement. You sprinkle this on your dog's food, you mix it in. They love the taste, and it's really, really good for them. All kinds of vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, probiotics, omega oils. It's a really long list of all the good stuff your dog gets from this. It will help them to have a shiny coat, help them to be active, and to be healthy. So take the Rough Greens 14-day Jumpstart Challenge. It's just $14.95, and you'll see the difference in your dog in 14 days or less. If you want to see your dog thrive again, go to roughgreens.com/Pat. That's /Blaze. That's RUFFgreens.com/Blaze.
Pat Gray, Unleashed.
CNN's not the only one who's had trouble with that little handoff thing that went on. Fox had a little issue with it the other night, too, between Tucker and Hannity. Here's a look at the handoff between them that just was a little uncomfortable, a little awkward.
And now, Sean Hannity takes over from Niebuhr. People can make money. They provide goods and services people want, need, and desire. That's America. It's called freedom, capitalism, and as long as it's honest, right? People decide. All right, Tucker, great show. Welcome to Hannity. This is now
okay, so what happened was Tucker had been talking about Jeff Bezos making $13 billion in a day, and whether or not, I mean, is that okay? Is it fair for Jeff Bezos to make $13 billion in a day? So Hannity is addressing that, and I don't think Tucker appreciates it.
Wow, that was rough.
Let's see that again. Now that you know the background, watch this and see if this is just a tad awkward.
Too, right?
Yeah, they have.
And now, Sean Hannity takes over from Niebuhr. People can make money. They provide goods and services people want, need, and desire. That's America. It's called freedom, capitalism, and as long as it's honest, right? People decide. All right, Tucker, great show. Welcome
He
to
tries to smooth it over a little bit at the end there.
does.
All right, Tucker, great show. I just had to school you, though, on capitalism.
Tucker
there
wants
here
a
at the
shot
end.
back at him, though, really desperately, man.
Badly. He did not appreciate that.
Hold on a second, Sean. Let's talk about that for just a little bit.
I think there's a little trouble in paradise.
Yeah, there definitely is. There's been reports that they are
on the outs.
There was some. I forget what exactly.
Is that connected to this
I forget
harassment
what
stuff?
they were. No,
Different,
it was something else. I'm sorry because I can't remember, and I shouldn't have mentioned it because they hate each other. Sean, they hate each other.
Wow.
They're fighting in the parking lot.
Oh, wow.
That's what's being reported.
Is it?
Yeah.
That they actually hate each other?
That's what's being reported. They're fighting in the parking lot.
All right. 888-900-3393. Let's go to Brian in Utah. Hey, Brian, you're on the Blaze.
Hey, Pat.
Hey.
Real quick question or comment. I'm a COVID survivor.
You are?
My whole family was.
Oh, wow.
My whole family was a COVID survivor.
Great.
How bad was it for you?
Had a sniffle for 2 days and had a fever for a day and a half.
So you were near death. You were near death. Wow.
My daughter has had allergies that had bugged her worse.
That's amazing. Wow. Well,
Now, here's the downside. My wife has a whole bunch of underlying conditions.
Mm-hmm.
So she got really, 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 really sick.
Oh,
They
wow.
put her in the hospital. She didn't go on a ventilator. She was on O2. But the hospital I begged them at the hospital. They wouldn't let me in. I begged them to give her hydroxychloroquine. They would not. They
Really?
sent her home.
Wow.
She spent a week in bed on oxygen, not getting better. We finally called her doctor. He prescribed hydroxychloroquine.
Mm-hmm.
Within 12 hours, her OSAT was stabilized. She was off the O2. She was walking around the block. She was doing her mile again.
We have heard that. I don't know how many times.
I
don't know how many times.
I have a
I've heard
nephew that was
amazing.
was saved because of hydroxychloroquine.
Wow. Well, I'm really glad that worked for her. That's and everybody's doing okay now. No lingering side effects.
Oh, I'm worse than death right now, though.
Are you?
I can't taste bacon.
Is that true? Do you still don't have taste?
I still can't. I can't taste. I had a pizza last night. Couldn't taste it.
That sucks.
Ouch.
Are they saying is it permanent or will it come back? Do they know?
No idea. I haven't talked to anybody, but many people I've talked to says it takes up to a year to come back.
Wow.
What?
So I'd rather be dead. You know, that's where all the COVID deaths are coming from.
It's a good chance to lose some weight, though. I mean, as long as you can't taste, why would you eat anything delicious? Right? Right. All right. Thanks, Brian.
Not necessarily
Glad you guys
know
are
that
doing
I agree
better.
with that.
Yeah, I do. Because am I going to eat ice cream and fill myself with those calories if I can't taste it? No, the taste is what it's all about.
Well, it's still cold going down your throat, though.
So is ice. You just have some ice. That's interesting. Ivan, that's interesting.
It is interesting.
There are a number of people can call about not tasting.
That may be the worst
Early
symptom.
on,
yeah, that's bad.
Early on, my nephew was really sick, and the hydroxychloroquine saved him.
Wow.
That was early on. That was before the big controversy of it's good, it's bad. President Trump mentioned it, so we have to hate it now. It was before that. So, I was all for it from the very beginning.
And the study that they did that talked about how dangerous it is and how it doesn't work, completely discredited. In fact, the people who did the study withdrew it because it was so faulty and so wrong. So why are doctors so resistant to this now? Because how many times have we heard how effective it is within 12 hours or less? People start feeling better.
Public policy has been dictated by which way the wind's blowing.
Politics.
Yeah. Absolutely.
It's all about politics.
And it affects both sides. Whether it's the hydroxychloroquine, I swear, every time, every freaking time. To right now with Trump changing on masks and stuff. That's our science, is which way the political winds are blowing.
Well, check this out. Andrew Cuomo at a governor's meeting where, masks are so effective in preventing the spread of this disease.
And these are the people that are supposed to be setting the standard, right?
Yeah, and here's Andrew Cuomo in the midst of that. Oh, whoa!
No mask? Okay.
No mask.
But he's bumping fists with a guy with a mask. And then
the hypocrisy.
Oh, he's hugging a guy.
Are you talking about the governor of New York?
Yeah,
that said chicken wings are not substantial food for bars to be allowed to sell alcohol.
He's essentially making out with a guy with a mask on.
That governor?
Yeah, that governor.
Yeah. So wait, so you can't stay open if you sell chicken wings? That's not substantial. Oh, we got a substantial threshold now.
That's correct.
Cuomo?
Yes, we have a substantial threshold. He added that sandwiches were the lowest level of substantive food.
So. Okay, all right, bars. Grab a loaf of bread, put a chicken wing in between it.
I know.
Slap it together and give it to the customer. There's a sandwich. I swear, how many businesses are just never coming back?
More than one.
More than one. I think the last I heard it was 18.
18 businesses. Oh, okay.
Good morning, American. It's Friday.
Some tweets to get us into the hour. Dan Schiffler tweets, are the people telling us to change going to change their homes and lifestyles? Oh, please.
Comedy hour.
Oh, man. Yeah. It's a funny question, though. You don't expect the elites to do that, right? Not that the little people have to do that, not the elites. Come on now.
Come on, man.
Duct tape freak. What would the carbon footprint of a wooden skyscraper be if it went up in flames? Zero. It'd be zero because they tried, and it was a carbon offset because they tried. Jim Bicknell tweets, they do have a new way to keep wood from collapsing upon itself in a large building. It's called steel. Yeah, that's true.
Write that down, Jeffy.
From CM, Don was looking at it backwards, so the entire time it was on his desk face down. That's poor planning.
Right? What a dummy.
When he couldn't tell the difference between a hippo and a rhino.
He was so mad that Chris was calling him out. It was
and that was priceless. It was priceless. Libertarian porcupine. So does that mean if I watch Don Lemon backwards, he won't look like a jackass? No, it doesn't.
I think that still applies.
What do you call those onomatopoeia? It's the same forward as it is backward. Yeah, I called you. Well, I called you fatso.
Something
anagram in Latin. Right? That was in Latin. So congratulations. Caffeinated Texan can't taste bacon. Okay, this COVID thing is way worse than advertised. It is interesting, isn't it? The varying degrees of severity for people. Yeah. I mean, like our caller who from Utah just said the whole family got it and they had sniffles. Except for his wife.
Except for the wife got real bad. Yeah. And they're talking now about how, obviously how it's mutating and the new strains that are, obvious. That's why everybody's is different because of the different strains. And it's interesting that it continues to mutate, and yet the herd immunity doesn't seem, it weakens. I mean, nobody knows. That is the problem. Really, no one knows. So you know what we should do is just make everybody be without a job and go without their business and just stay inside their wood home.
That seems
forever.
reasonable.
Right. Just bankrupt the nation and stay home. And, you know, the other interesting part of that is, where have most of the infections come from? People staying at home. We had that story this week. You're more likely to get it at home from somebody who came into your home, a family member or whatever, who's been outside, and they bring it back to you. That's how people are getting it the most.
That doesn't make any sense.
And the protests that nobody will talk about. Don't worry about that. The gathering of thousands of people yelling and screaming and spitting all over each other, that had nothing to do with anything. Because that was about a bigger disease. That's why.
Thank you.
And COVID knows when you're out doing something worthwhile.
Well, let's just say hypothetically, you are a governor of a state that has had the most deaths, and you show up at a big
governor meeting.
A governor meeting, right?
Yeah.
And everybody's got a mask on except for you.
Well, I can't imagine. Well, wait. Is that's not Andrew Cuomo, is it? The governor of New York?
Is this the guy that's been lecturing us on everything?
It sure is.
How do you do that? Seriously.
And just this guy.
It shows you how arrogant he is.
Yes.
He doesn't care.
Yes.
Nobody's going to ask him about it.
And that's but that's our argument.
Go through those photos again. Let's see
that's
those.
our argument. Everybody's wearing a mask. Why we shouldn't have to then? If we don't choose to.
This is by his standard.
I know that. And he's one of the 3 states that have now had, I think 31 states are quarantined. If you want to travel to New York, Connecticut, or New Jersey, you have to be quarantined for 14 days. No, thank you. How about no?
I can't believe this photo.
I know.
I mean, he's kissing the guy. Or,
he's
I don't know what he's doing.
There.
He's biting his ear or something.
Yeah, but don't forget, his is the state, New York, that was head and shoulders above the rest, right?
We know that when you do it properly, you bring down those cases. We've done it. We've done it in New York. New York got hit worse than any place in the world.
Why?
And they did it correctly by doing the things that you're talking about.
Right. By putting healthy people in jeopardy at nursing homes by sticking people with COVID-19 in there and killing them dead.
What do you mean he did it right? Well, you can't question.
No, you can't.
Saint Fauci of DCC. You can't. You just can't question him. So thank you, Saint. Thank you, Saint Fauci.
Is he a better doctor or a better baseball player, you think?
Baseball player. Look at that. Look at that.
That's awesome.
Sucks. I mean, you knew it was going to be terrible, but I didn't think it was going to be that terrible.
Just a bounce to home plate, something, right?
At least keep it on a line to
just
That's what I mean.
home plate.
Just in plate. It's just something. They don't pitch from the mound anyway. They pitch from in front of the mound, or they throw the first pitch. It's all it's a symbolic pitch, but that isn't even.
Okay, and granted, the guy's older. He's 79 years old. Okay, so don't throw out the first pitch if you don't want to be mocked.
Right. Now, if Mookie Betts did that, he wouldn't be able to sign that new contract he just signed.
Mookie's got a new signed contract.
So he's got to play out this year for $27 million.
Wow.
So is he going to be okay?
I don't know. I haven't talked to him.
$27 million for 60 games. Okay.
But he just signed a new 12-year extension with the Los Angeles Dodgers.
Wow.
That deal is worth $365 million. That's not bad.
Do the
That's
math.
not bad.
Do the
That's
math
not
for
bad.
us, would you?
That's not bad.
It's a lot. It's officially a lot.
It's a lot. He'll be able to pay for that Disney Plus app without thinking twice. Guarantee you. So there's they didn't say what the signing bonus was or what's guaranteed, but the overall deal is
I think
12
in baseball
years, 365. So he's playing 13 years for 290 some thousand or 392 million. That's not bad.
30 million, 30.4 million a year, and I think in baseball it's virtually all guaranteed under the contracts. I think that's the case.
So it's really a pay
Possibly
cut.
could be wrong.
If he's making $30 million over 162 games, but this year he's making $27 million for 60 games.
Yeah.
He's
taking a pay cut for
he's probably
for the love of the
pissed.
game. He's playing just for the love
All
of the
right,
game.
I'll take $3 million less.
And by the way, was it in June or was it the beginning of July when the Met the former Met who signed that contract where his money was deferred. Who is it? And every year this comes up.
Bobby Bonilla.
Bobby Bonilla.
Yeah.
He got another
$1 million.
$1 million.
Every July 1st.
July 1st, yeah.
Through what, 2035?
And it's still going on.
That was a genius deal, man.
He hasn't played in I don't know how long, and he's still making
When
$1
was
million
his
bucks a
last
year
game?
from the Mets.
Bobby Bonilla.
Fantastic.
That's a good deal.
Oh my gosh.
Let's see here.
But now you look back and you think, it's only $1 million a year.
No, that's
yeah.
In the scope of what they make now. It
I
doesn't,
know.
but he hasn't played in a decade.
Let's see here.
At least.
His last game was 2001.
2001. It's been 2 decades.
By the middle of May, he's like, "Oh my God, I can't wait till that $1 million comes in. I can't eat. I got to get food stamps."
Think of that. Every year since 2001, he's gotten $1 million and he hasn't played. That's crazy.
That's nice.
Yeah.
I mean, he's making more than he was his last couple seasons.
It's like he won the lottery.
Yeah, in 2000 he won, or he made $200,000. In 2001 he made $900,000, and so since he's retired, he's made more than he made during those last couple of years.
I mean, good for him, right? I mean, that was a genius
smart to
move.
sign that.
Heck yeah!
You hear stories of like people not signing stuff like that. Man, I should have signed that deal where I could have had $1 million for the next 35 years. Well, congratulations,
I want
Bobby.
my money now.
Yeah, I want it now.
Sweet deal with some foresight. I would never have made that deal because I don't have foresight like that.
Right.
I'm not smart enough.
We would have been like Mookie Betts and just signed the deal to make less.
Right.
At $365 million, we would have went, "No, that's less. Fine, I'll sign it."
Call us next time before you sign something like that.
888-900-3393. Also at Pat Unleashed on Twitter. We from I Spy. You got
yeah. What did he send us?
you got people like this help us look a little bit smarter. There's a protest, and and one of the female protesters is holding a sign that says, "Cows are raped for cheese." Cows are raped.
You need to
For
open,
cheese.
just literally open one book, any book.
Okay, I don't even know what she means by that.
Right. What are you going for there?
Because you touch their udders, is that rape of a cow?
Okay.
Is that what it is?
Maybe that's a little gropage there.
Yeah, a little gropage. You got to squeeze on
Okay.
and then you get the milk, and then from that you make the cheese.
From time to time, I could see where it would hurt a cow.
It's unbelievable.
Okay.
What a world.
Very good.
Speaking of cows, of course, we got this great cow.
Oh, you gotta love an animal video.
More methane?
Cow actually drinking milk.
Oh, yeah.
Does it know how to? Do that again, please. Just snorts it out its nose.
Here's the interesting thing we found out about that video. That cow is drinking human milk. It's breast milk that they put in that bucket.
Right.
Yeah, just to pay back the just to pay back the cows because we drink theirs. Now they're drinking ours.
I will say, that's a big bucket of breast milk.
It is.
That's a big bucket, my friend.
Trough o milk.
I mean,
but wouldn't that be poetic justice?
Yes, it would.
If the cow was drinking human milk?
It would.
Yeah, it would.
Kind of sick freak are you?
It would.
Wow.
Got a poll here that says nearly 2/3 of Americans are afraid to share their political views. And now, so that does not include the 1/3 who are liberals. They're perfectly comfortable, according to the poll, sharing their views. And you see that all the time.
Yeah, we witnessed that.
Yeah,
Look at Hollywood.
Yeah, you're backed up by pop culture.
Yep.
We witness it in real life. I mean, the people who are more toward the conservative side just keep their mouth shut, right?
62% of Americans, 77% of Republicans are afraid to share their views. Well, yeah, because you can get fired. You can be deplatformed. Your voice will be taken away.
You could. I'm not making light of this at all. Whitaker, that girl that got killed by saying all lives matter.
Oh, yeah.
I mean seriously.
look at that. It could cost you your life.
Why? What is the value in having the conversation, really?
The only group that feels they're free to share their views are staunch liberals, 58% of whom say they can do that.
Yeah.
Well, and as we've discussed, that's what we see all the time. By the way, Joe Biden has called Donald Trump America's first racist president.
Huh. The first.
Yeah, the first one.
Wait a minute.
Forgetting, of course, about Woodrow Wilson, who was an absolute hardcore racist.
Or Andrew
perhaps Andrew Jackson, who broke every treaty ever made with the Native Americans. LBJ, perhaps, could fit in there. He was a staunch racist until he finally had to sign the Civil Rights Bill, Civil Rights Act. You're forgetting about a lot of people.
Yeah, every one of these four presidents who just came off the top of our head are all Democrats, I'd like to point out.
Yeah, thank you.
Really?
Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, it's hard to believe that Democrats are racist? Huh?
Say it ain't so.
Who would have ever guessed that? 888-900-3393, also at Pat Unleashed on Twitter. And then, by the way, Joe Biden himself, with all the racism that's come out of his face. How about the fairy tale of the clean, articulate, good-looking African-American?
Yeah.
That's a fairy tale, man.
Storybook, man.
Storybook, that's what it is.
And then he also, let's see, the Indian accent.
Yeah.
You got to have an Indian accent.
Yeah.
If you're
You
gonna
can't
work
go
at
into a 7-Eleven without an Indian
I'm not joking,
accent.
man.
How about Barack Obama with, typical white person who has a reaction to black people bred into her?
Wow.
Jeez. What? That's not racist, certainly, right?
No, it's not. It can't be racist.
Feels like it.
All right, let's tell you about Real Estate Agents I Trust. These are the people you need to help sell your home or buy your home, or maybe you're doing both because you're relocating to a new area. You got to sell your home in one city, buy a home in another. You need Real Estate Agents I Can Trust because these people have been really closely vetted by Glenn's team because it's his company and he wants to make sure that these are all great agents, the best in your area. They really know the market. They have great marketing plans. They have great track records. So they're going to be able to walk you through the process and make really good suggestions for you. Like if your house needs to be repainted, if the countertops need to be replaced. Those kinds of decisions can either cost you thousands or bring in thousands more. Really important. Real Estate Agents I Trust, the name really does say it all. realestateagentsitrust.com. Welcome. Thanks for being here. 888-900-3393 at Pat Unleashed on Twitter. Just Too Muck at Vutch tweets. So not only did Lemon not know the difference between a hippo and a rhino, but seconds later, Fredo couldn't remember that Lemon said hippo and thought he said elephant.
Yeah, I know. I thought I caught that too. It was awesome.
So great. Biscuits and Gravy tweets. I was trying to remember what it's called when it's the same backwards as forwards. It's the word you're looking for is palindrome.
Like a race car.
Right.
A race car.
Spelled the same backward and forward.
Sure.
Tenacious 221. Fauci, I'm sorry, we need to refer to him by his proper name, and be reverent when you speak it. It's Saint Fauci of DCC, and please don't disparage this great man.
Wow.
This great, great man who is infallible. I'll not have you mock, and I'll not have you disparage. Fauci's first pitch skews wildly to the left. Surprise!
Great. That's a fact.
Beautiful, stable genius. Hey, raped cowgirl. Very few farmers actually touch the udders. They have machines for that, Puddin'.
Yeah, they had machines for a long time.
Golly. Yeah, but those are operated by human beings.
Yes, they are.
And it need not be done. Okay, we should not be drinking other species' milk. We're the only ones who do that.
I'm so sick of hearing.
Yeah, because you know what? We're the only ones who can. We're also the only ones who drive cars and fly airplanes and work on computers.
And make wood buildings.
Yeah. There's a reason for that. Petty Officer America, I would like to ask the caller, Brian, if he still has to wear a mask when out in public. Is he out of a job or is he allowed to go back? No one is talking about if the survivors have to follow all these stupid rules. I don't know. But they don't know yet, right? They don't know whether you're immune afterwards.
Right.
Yeah.
Does the antibody mean anything, even if you have it? They don't know. Sometimes they'll say yes. Sometimes they say no.
And yeah, the last report was that it doesn't last as long. They're saying that it does last. It didn't last as long as what they thought.
Yeah.
Right.
So, okay.
Right.
I mean, we learned today from the caller, that you can't taste bacon, and that's probably.
And they
the
told
most
him
egregious.
that's going to happen. That's going to be that way for at least a year. Is what he said.
No, I said it could be up to a year. Is
Yeah,
that right?
I mean that's what they're telling. Okay, so is it or not?
Well, we
Who
don't know
knows?
because
Right.
it hasn't been a
Hasn't even
year yet.
existed
Right.
for a year.
We don't even know. There's just so many things, and that's why people are sick of all these mandates and all the discussion about it. And listen to this guy from Ireland talking about the mask mandates. He's not happy about it, and
goes a little something.
We're in a situation where absurdly and ludicrously, a government is ridiculously claiming that it is interested in saving lives and protecting people's health, and is harassing a man with a health disability and dragging him into court because he refused to bend the knee to this tyranny. But also,
Thank you.
Think about the fact that at the very height of this alleged pandemic, back in April, there was no talk of compulsory masks. No. In all of May, when the figures were dying away to nothing, there was no talk of compulsory masks. In June, when there were no cases virtually at all, there was no talk of compulsory masks. Now, when it's all but disappeared, it's gone. It's gone. They are now bringing in compulsory masks, and the reason for that is they need visible evidence of terror. Yes. They need to create a visibility of the terror that they want to inculcate into people. And that's why this is so important to them. These are really sinister people we're dealing with now. These are people that we previously thought of as people of our own kind, these politicians. But we have to start thinking of them now as alien beings, as hostile beings to the Irish people. They are the enemies of the Irish people. Clearly they are intent, because the mask is a way of denying the very human face of the person. It is a way of taking away the individual, unique humanity of each person and turning us all into zombies and restoring us to a kind of animal state, so that we no longer will look at each other coming down the street as Tom or Mick or Mary, my friend, my sister, my brother, but instead as a festering mess of bacteria and viruses, which is a danger to my health. I have to get out of the way. This is what they are turning the human person into. With this whole thing. I'm not saying that our people are responsible for thinking this up. They don't have the brains for that or anything. But this is what they're implementing. This is the thinking behind it, to destroy the spirit of the human person, the individuality, the personality, the conscience, the character of the human person. That is what this project is about.
Wow.
Good stuff.
I don't think even I have that much to say about the mandatory mask wearing. That was a lot.
As the reporter, how happy are you that you stopped and asked him a question?
Yeah. Right. I don't know who this guy is, but he should be the head of the EU. He's got my vote as head of the EU.
Yeah.
And it's so ridiculous because we've heard so many different messages on the mask wearing, even from St. Fauci of DCC.
We don't have to worry about this one, right?
Well, obviously you need to take it seriously and do the kinds of things that the CDC and the Department of Homeland Security are doing.
Right.
But this is not a major threat for the people in the United States, and this is not something that the citizens of the United States right now should be worried about.
Oh, I see. And then
right now, at this moment, there is no need to change anything that you're doing on a day-by-day basis.
That's what he said when he was asked if we should be wearing a mask on February 29th.
Yeah.
February 29th. A day that only happens once every 4 years. Okay? So it was a special day. And a special message on a special day. Should we be wearing masks, St. Fauci?
No, right now, at this moment, there is no need to change anything that you're doing on a day-by-day basis.
I see. Huh. That's interesting.
Yeah, but that was so long ago.
And now we're to the point where
you've
got
so long ago.
Dianne Feinstein saying that we should withhold federal funds from states that don't have mask mandates. That's how rapidly things
We're
are
talking about finding and jailing people.
Yeah, and this Irish guy is totally right about us losing our humanity. Just yesterday, I was coming out of a store, and this lady, this older lady, was trying to get out of her car. She was struggling, and I took a step over to help her. She had a mask on. I did not, and I thought, you know what? she might freak out if she sees me approach her without a mask on. So I'm going to just keep walking. We are absolutely losing our humanity.
You let the old lady fall in the parking lot?
And I'm like, man, sucks for you down there, huh? It's kind of hot out there, huh?
Wish you'd probably find somebody that's wearing a mask to help you,
Yeah,
old
good luck.
hag.
Good luck.
That's when Keith stole her purse and took
Right.
off.
I wasn't going to use that information for the show, though.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, my gosh.
I just thought you were telling the whole story. I
But
guess
seriously, we have the masked and the unmasked, and it's like a psychological Berlin Wall at this point. It's
the washed and the unwashed.
Yep.
Yes, sir. Indeed.
Too many OBGYNs aren't able to practice their love with women all across this country.
That's what I've heard. Yeah, I've heard about that. It's a real problem.
Facts are facts.
Yeah, it's a problem. A lot of women have been complaining about it for a long time.
They have. They have been complaining about it for a long time.
Yeah. Huh. You know, my OBGYN can't practice his love with me.
The problem is that many of them were.
Yeah. Oh, times have changed.
Yeah. All right. We got this tweet from Brian Moore. To me, Dr. Fauci, do you mean St. Fauci of DCC? Is that who you mean? I hope. To me, Dr. Fauci pitch is a changeup. Just like all of his statements. They get changed.
No kidding.
It's true. Blaze Addict 2, can we get this Irishman on the ballot for president? He's amazing. And from Lord Rupert Everton, you forgot the extra A in your story about the old lady.
Oh, sorry.
We're all disappointed.
I'm sorry about that, which I thought we were going to move on from that topic after you revealed that I took the contents of her purse.
Oh, right.
Well, he said you took the purse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I mean, she's got a high credit limit, by the way, on those credit cards. I would like to point out.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? That's it was nice
But
for you.
seriously,
Worked out
man,
well.
I feel badly because I wanted to help her. My instinct was to go over there and help her get out of the car. And just the mask is just I don't know. It's a barrier between us now. And
it is.
I sure would like things to go back to normal.
So would I. Mm-hmm. Sure would like to know for a fact there's going to be football this fall. Because the baseball thing, that's fine.
We got report that they did not kneel during the national anthem.
Good.
They all stood.
So baseball's rolling full steam ahead now.
Mm-hmm.
It was like, what, 2 games last night? Is that what it was?
Yep, 2 games last night, full slate today. Yep.
NBA starts in earnest with the regular season, or continues the regular season next week. So that'll be fun, because there will be kneeling during the national anthem there.
They're going to be kneeling during timeouts.
Yes, they are. And you get the Black Lives Matter on the floor the whole time.
Yeah.
So you're always reminded. That'll be great.
Yeah.
That'll be great. And then the NFL, when they start up, if they do, then we're going to get the kneeling there as well.
The NBA, you can count on. Remember when they used to make great shots from a long way? They'd touch their heart and point to the sky. They're going to touch their heart and point to the Black Lives Matter on the court now.
They just might.
You are so right.
Mm-hmm.
I promise you that's going to happen.
Yeah.
And won't that be fun?
Oh,
yes. That's going to be good.
No, I'm sorry. Did you think I meant that it wasn't going to be?
No.
Okay.
I knew your intent there. No,
all right.
Obviously it's going to be fun. And they're allowing the players to place the names of victims of police brutality on their helmets this season. Isn't that great?
Yes.
Yeah, that's great. Great is the word I was searching for there for a second. But I'm glad to see they'll have a Breonna Taylor decal, maybe a Trayvon Martin.
Except Trayvon wasn't
killed by, but they'll have his name, but he wasn't killed by a police officer. Nor was he killed by a white person.
We can't get bogged down with facts.
Don't worry about it. And that's the problem. That's one of the problems with this, is that they're mixing all the different sorts of incidents. Some of them completely justified. Others, like Eric Garner, for instance. To me, that was not justified. Obviously, the George Floyd, not justified.
Of course.
How about Tony Tempa? Can we put his name on a helmet?
No. Wasn't Tony a white guy?
Oh, is that so?
Yeah. Are you talking about a white guy?
Yeah, the guy in Dallas that they had face down in the grass.
His life doesn't matter.
Well,
Keith,
what are you?
Whoa! What did
talking
you hear?
about?
The
I thought we were
racism?
going. I thought
Did
I
you
heard,
hear the racism coming from this?
I heard victims of police brutality. That's all I heard.
Yeah, Tony Timpah, and then Daniel Shaver, who was murdered in his hotel hallway, shot when he was crawling toward the police officer as he was instructed to do, but he reached back to pull his pants up, and they shot him 5 times and killed him. Just really horrible. But he was white, so that didn't matter. So you're going to get this mixture of, and the Breonna Taylor thing. Her boyfriend shot at the police officers. They returned fire, and she got killed. That's unfortunate. They probably shouldn't have delivered a no-knock warrant. They should probably stop that practice.
Yes.
Too many of those kinds of incidents are happening because of it. But they were shot at. It's a completely different thing than what happened to George Floyd.
Let me say something about that.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah, I know. I guess that's the whole point, right? So we're going to see their decals on NFL helmets all season.
Tell you though, if my door is busted down in the middle of the night, I'm shooting first too. I know. You don't know who's coming through. Now the police said they announced themselves. Whether or not that's true, well,
I don't know.
If I'm sleeping and I'm in the middle of a dead
Police!
sleep, I'm totally going to be like, it's the police. Let me go and open the door now. They've passed a law in Kentucky, by the way, to ban that kind of entrance.
Oh, did they?
No-knock warrants, yeah.
That's probably a good idea.
It's probably not a bad idea. You understand how they wanted it, their argument for it.
Mm-hmm.
But again, you're right. If they smash down your door, and as the smashing is going on, police.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And if you've got the house surrounded at that point, then just why
do it? Why do it?
Okay.
So the players have also been allowed to represent a cause on their cleats. So on their helmet, they'll have the decal. On their cleats, one weekend per season, they can also put something there. Then, of course, they're going to do.
Well, they can't. They're not going to take out the breast cancer awareness.
Oh yeah, is the pink
shoes,
thrown away?
No, we get that as well. Yeah, we get the pink month as well.
So we'll have the message on the cleats, the helmet decal name,
the pink wristbands, the pink shoes. So the pink shoes, can you mix your messages like the pink shoes with the Black Lives Matter thing?
Let's be honest. There's going to be a lot of color clashing going on in the NFL this year.
But black and pink will look kind of cool together, I think.
I know.
I think that'll be a good look.
I like the look.
Also, they're doing the Lift Every Voice song, which is the black national anthem, I understand, before the other national anthem. Why not just become a registered lobbying agency for Black Lives Matter and their Marxist goals?
They
Why not
really
just
almost have.
register as lobbyists instead of wasting valuable time playing football? Why don't you skip the games entirely and go straight to the street corners with signs proclaiming no justice, no peace, no borders, no walls, no USA at all?
Hundreds of ambassadors, right?
Defund police. Then on their way home, what they could do, all these NFL players, how good would they be at looting Nike stores? They already know the products. They already know what products are most valuable. They can break in there easily, get their stuff, run out fast because they're all fast and strong. It'd be great.
That's okay.
Nobody could catch them. It'd be great. Of course, nobody's trying to catch them. They're just looting.
Well,
it's a statement, okay?
No,
it's a statement.
They're symbolically taking the goods.
Do you want justice or not in this country?
No, I do. I do.
It doesn't feel like it, okay?
I'm trying to show that I think this is in fact, I think they should skip the games entirely.
In fact,
go straight to protests.
This coming from the guy that wants to have white people that were killed by police on the helmet.
That's a good point.
Zip it.
Right.
My place.
Right.
Cancel me already, Jeffy.
All right. Let me tell you about Scoremaster. This is a service that was created by data scientists. And it helps you get your credit score up, and up by not 5 or 6 or 7 points. The average Scoremaster uses or raises their credit score 61 points in 20 days or less. And in fact, since we started this, there have been some incredible scores. 716 to 850. 721 to 813, 722 to 790. So just some incredible score that will help you get your loans. They'll help you with lower percentages on your loans, so you save money every single month. Having your best credit score helps every aspect of your life. Loans, buying a car, refinancing your house. You should have the power, not the banks, and ScoreMaster puts you in control. You can enroll in just minutes. It doesn't take hardly any time at all, and you can see how many plus points you can add to your credit score. You'll be shocked how fast you can do it. Visit scoremaster.com/Pat. Scoremaster.com/Pat.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
Tahir in Texas, welcome to the Blaze.
Hey, bingo!
Nice.
Yes.
Hey, you said it like you cared, too. All right.
I do care. I've been trying for this bingo for a week.
All right. Good job.
All right, tell us where your bingo happened.
All right, it's second column.
Mm-hmm. Headed down?
I have, all the way down. I got Keith, what's happening?
Right.
And Jeffy.
Who among us?
Who among us? Yeah. OBGYNs practicing their love.
Yeah.
Right.
And,
that one just came through.
Good morning.
Puddin' Pumpkin Honey.
Mm-hmm.
And
Okay.
finally, Aaron Video.
Nice job to hear.
Nice.
All right, what do you think
Thank
you want?
you.
Do you have any idea what you want from the shop.blazemedia.com/Pat store?
Squiggly line /
Yes.
Yeah. I would like, that's interesting, Ivan.
Awesome.
Is there a number people can call?
Okay. Hey, it is yours. Hang on a sec. We'll get the information that's pertinent and get that out to you. Thanks a lot, Tahir. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Thank
Have
you.
a great morning.
You too.
Do the
That was
same.
nice of her to get the chewing the fat stuff.
Yeah, she didn't.
From the
I don't know if you noticed
from
this,
the
but
media
she
store.
didn't. Yeah.
No, she said.
Somebody could if they, had an inkling though. They could go to.
They could.
Shop.
Whatever it is, yeah,
Blaze
the store.
Media.
Under chewing the fat, it's right there.
I want to thank one of our Pathead listeners, Robert Bolanos, who purchased a redirect URL for us, patheadshop.com, which kind of is a shortcut, so you don't have to type in shop.blazemedia.com/Pat.
That is really?
Yeah, so patheadshop.com, it redirects there nicely. So thanks, Robert.
Cool.
He's
All right.
awesome. He's the guy.
That's great.
He is very helpful. He is the guy who got me my Hertz refund. So anyway, Artisan Escapes is his company, and he was able to use his connections.
I need a Hertz refund too.
Well, now they're out of
What are you
business.
talking
Did you
about?
really? I bankrupted my $273.
Well, then I need some kind of
I
rent-a-car
need a
refund.
Chase Bank refund. They
Thank
lost
you.
my mortgage, and they owe me.
Thank you.
I believe they can help you at artisanescapes.com.
Okay. There's a Yale professor now that is saying, and we were just talking about this a while ago because we had a caller whose wife was saved, really, by hydroxychloroquine. Yale professor says hydroxychloroquine could save 100,000 lives, but they won't allow it because it's been stifled over politics.
Cannot take that.
I know. Yale professor.
It's really frustrating.
It is
to think that we're causing people to lose their life over
Because
something
Trump
political
praised
like
it.
that. Yeah, right.
I mean, literally, that's the reason.
It's because Democrats hate Trump so much, and just because he mentioned the drug, they don't want anybody to have access to
And
it.
you know how Jeffy used to say during the 2016 campaign, yeah, but Trump, anything he said, his supporters are still going to like him because he's Trump. Well, the inverse happens as well. If he says something good, then the left goes crazy because it's Trump.
We've witnessed that for the last 3.5 years, man.
Mm-hmm. And this is a Yale epidemiologist professor, Harvey Risch, and he says it's a political drug now, not a medical drug. Wow. I think we're basically fighting a propaganda war against the medical facts, and that colors not just population people, how they think about it, but doctors as well.
Oh, wow. God. That's heartbreaking, man.
There are many doctors that I've gotten hostile remarks from saying that all the evidence is bad for it. And in fact, that is not true at all. All the evidence is actually good for it when it's used in outpatient uses.
We are a stupid society.
And And lives are at stake. That's the worst part here. You're playing politics with people's lives. If hydroxychloroquine helps, and it clearly does in many cases, you have to know how to use it, and you have to know for whom you recommend it.
Well, that's what we're supposed to have the medical professionals for.
That's correct. Yes. It's just like any other drug. You shouldn't go out and take Zoloft if it's not right for you. You shouldn't take any drug if it's not right for you. And that's the same in this case. But
even if I think it's right for me?
Even if you think it is. Yeah, maybe you should consult a medical professional.
Really?
But in thousands and thousands of cases, it has helped people. It has saved their lives.
Yeah.
When nothing else would.
The left is constantly, especially during this crisis, you got to listen to the doctors, listen to the health professionals. And there's a case where, because Trump supports something that medical professionals are saying, it's negated. Remember, I long for those days. Remember 20 years ago when our big political disagreement was when the Clinton staff took the W keys off of the keyboards at the White House when the Bush people were coming in?
I remember that being reported. I don't remember that being fact.
Those were good times, though.
Those were
good times.
But now we're playing politics with a drug that could save how many people's lives because we don't like the guy who promoted it. Good times.
I liked the W off the keyboard better.
Yeah, you did?
Yeah.
I mean, it was kind of rhetorical, but I mean, I guess if you do want to answer that, I guess that's a fair point.
I just wanted to make sure.
No, that's good. Knew. There's no gray area now.
There's no gray area.
He preferred the W key days.
Follow the science, they say. Follow the science. And yet they don't. They just don't.
No, they don't.
They follow the politics instead. And now I love this, too, because when you follow the science, you can't go wrong. We all know that, right?
Right.
The scientists are always right.
100%.
Scientists are now saying that temperature checks are unreliable and could do more harm than good.
What? Wait, what? Checking your temperature?
Yes. Yes. Isn't that great? Popular Science reported that scientists say the practice of screening via temperature checks is not rooted in science. The screening method was started in the early 2000s to battle SARS. And at that point, it was fairly reliable, but that's not true for the coronavirus. According to Arizona State professor of biomedical diagnostics, Mara Aspinall, she said temperature checks are almost useless this time around. She also noted that data shows that less than half the people with COVID-19 ever get a fever. I didn't know that.
I didn't either.
Did you know that?
No.
That many didn't get a fever?
Less than half get a fever.
And plus, if you...
Wow, I didn't know that.
They show, and one of the reasons that I'm sure it's unreliable is that I could have it prior to, right? I mean, I have it and the symptoms aren't showing.
Yes.
But I can still spread it.
Yes.
So I can come into your office or your business and
you're infected, but you don't know it.
My temperature's fine, right?
Yeah, you've got no symptoms yet.
So,
but I thought everybody who got it had
ended up having a fever.
Yeah. Less than half? That's incredible.
Yeah. But, wear a mask and get your temperature done.
Yeah. And wash your hands, for the love of heaven. Can somebody wash their hands?
That's probably a helpful tip.
Always. Yeah. Anytime.
Sometimes.
David in Ohio. Hi, you're on the Blaze.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
A couple of days ago, I read where our governor in Ohio had issued a mask mandate.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now, how is such a thing enforced? Now, this, to me, ties in to what was earlier spoken about the humanity, the helping the lady in the parking lot.
Yeah. Right.
All right. A mandate is not a law.
Right.
So how is it enforced?
That's right.
In my opinion, everyone is already eyeing each other suspiciously anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm afraid is going to happen is with the issue of a mandate, you're going to have more confrontations in public places.
Oh, yeah.
People will be policing themselves, and we're taking the old woman who needs assistance in the shopping, in the shopping center to a whole new level. And I'm just, my brain is full, dude. I don't really say my brain is full, right?
Yep.
I wear a mask in public places because of uncertainty, because I have to look after my mother. right? So I have that responsibility. I don't know how I feel about everything. Like I said, dude, my brain is full. But how do you enforce a mandate as put forth? And I see a lot of people policing themselves, a lot more problems socially in stores. I know time is short, and don't even get me started on irregardless, okay? On that note, fellows, have a good weekend. It's
You too.
Friday.
Thanks, David. Appreciate it. It's true.
Well, I mean, the stores, different companies are having their own enforcement teams. Make sure that you have to be wearing.
But
your
law
mask at
enforcement
all
has no
times.
place in doing this, and a lot of sheriffs are just flat out refusing to do it.
And
We're not going to enforce that.
And a lot of municipalities are doing the same thing as well. It's a waste of time for them. However, it does give them a way to do something if they had to. If you're in a crowd and there's some sort of argument happening, then you can use that as a partial excuse of, well, it's a mandate and back it up, square it off. I mean, it's just another excuse that they could, it's like those darn police officers that pull you over, that claim you were driving faster than what their little sign on the side of the road said. And then they say, oh, by the way, you didn't use your blinker. Oh, by the way, you weren't wearing a mask. Same thing.
You're right.
And the point David made about it not being a law, people keep screaming about it's a law, it's the law. No, it's not a law.
I mean, you've got a city here. COVID is changing so much stuff. Round Rock, Texas, right? They've said we're putting off our elections that were supposed to happen this May till next May, which is going to extend the terms of the city council and the mayor, who of course voted overwhelmingly to do this. Their terms are being extended by a year.
That's good. He wants some of that Tesla money. Isn't that where Tesla's building his new factory?
Oh, he wants to be in on that.
Get in on. Look, I got you here. Elon. So I need a little extra cash. You know what? I'll stay longer in office.
Yeah, but that's my point, though. They're just arbitrarily saying, yeah, we're going to extend our terms by a year. What? Oh, yeah, you have to wear a mask and put. Wait, what? There's no rule of law anymore. It's just by edict, man. Happy Friday.
Bend the knee.
Bend that knee.
Bend the knee to the king, my friend.
And to Black Lives Matter, obviously, which is the new king.
Yeah, you're right. I'm
the
looking
new boss.
forward to the
same as the old boss.
Make the 3-pointer. Point to the floor.
Also, something I wanted to talk about this week that we haven't gotten to because there's been so much going on. But the George Stephanopoulos and his wife story. I'll bet you've talked about it. Have you talked about this on Chewing the Fat? This is right up your alley. Like, this is the only thing you've probably talked about.
Parenting tips from George Stephanopoulos.
Are you referring to the family being together at the Stephanopoulos house?
Yes, and I knew this was coming. Are you talking about family together time around a porno? Is that what you're talking about?
Everybody's got their own way of raising a kid, Pat.
Can you believe that she admitted she watches porn with her kids because they're going to do it anyway? What? Wow. Come on now.
Hickenlooper.
That's family. A little bit of an exaggeration, to be honest.
Okay, what is it? What is the real thing? Tell me.
To be honest.
Tell me, mister. There's nothing wrong with that. Well, first of all, she's right.
And we got to define the term porno.
Porn, right. Who among us...
Might have just been a big boy show.
First of all, who among us... 18! Milk! Milk!
I'm sorry, you were saying, Jeffy?
No, you covered it.
Are you sure?
No, you're good. You covered it.
Good, because I really wanted to get your opinion. We didn't actually need you here for it. As I mentioned yesterday, you don't actually have to be here to give it. We already know.
Not sure if that's good or not.
It's not.
It's not?
Have a great weekend. We'll see you again Monday.
Pat Gray, only on the Blaze Radio Network.